Hello guys. Thanks so much for being here. Let's get ready for FOMC day. Today's the 18th of September 2019, and as you can see on my screen right now, it shows the possibility what the market is pricing in for the decision today. And as you can see, 75% believes that we're going to have a cut today of 25 basis points. 0% expect a 50 basis point cut today. Okay, so the market is pricing in a little bit of a cut today. So a cut is expected. But keep in mind, I think one of the big thing here that we need to note is that just about a week ago, we were at 87%, and today we are 75%. So I slightly changed there right now, and of course the opposite, as you can see as well. From 12, we are now at 25 to no cut, to be at current interest rate levels. Yeah, so that's quite interesting to see. Keep an eye as well on the next meeting, which is going to be in October. You can see about from between 25 to 50 basis point cut. It's going to be very interesting to see. Of course, this will change, depends on what happens today. The current price action will probably be here then. So this 50 is gonna be slightly harder for the market to price it in, but that's one thing to note, of course. But keep in mind, today we are expecting a cut in the market, and that's very interesting to know. Yeah, so let's now go to the charts and let's see one by one here, and let's start by the dollar. And the dollar has been very boring this week so far. As you can see here, we are locked in between 98.60 to 98 or so. Nothing really happening. Probably the market waiting to see what's going to happen first before making a decision. But looking shorter term here, it's very hard to see what we can do, knowing that the market is it is in a range and very slow for the last few days. But I will keep an eye around this highs here. I think it's very important, this 98.74. If we start breaking here, then I'll be watching the R3, so just above 99. And I don't know if you watched yesterday's video, but yesterday's videos I spoke about what I expect from the dollar, and I have reasons to believe that the dollar is going to go higher than lower. If I quick show you what I believe, I think that we will probably shock the market first, go above 100, and then start to sell off from there. So that's one thing to do. But looking at the dollar index chart, I don't see anything interesting here. So right now, nothing very clean. If we look at the euro, for example, a little bit more cleaner, I believe, because if you look at the daily, we have this downtrend line here on the euro, but just above 11 handle is key, guys. Yeah, this yellow zone here, it's key for the euro. So like I said yesterday, if we do close above this zone in a daily basis, then I will start turning a little bit more bullish rather than bearish to range kind of trend. I think if we do close above this zone, then we're gonna start maybe a bullish trend will start from there. So that's the euro, but not much to do. So keep in mind what levels to play, like initial reactions, guys. I think that is the key today. Don't jump on initial reactions. Wait for the market to start moving, especially today that we're gonna have the decision and then have the conference. Yeah, so wait for the decision to come by, see what happened, and then wait for Powell to come and start speaking, and see if the market does something more interesting. But levels that we're watching is if the euro comes back to this 110 level. This is the 618. Maybe retest of this broken trend line again. And see if it holds. If it doesn't hold here, if it start breaking, these lows, then I will target, S2 maybe 0966 or so there. But keep in mind, guys, these two lows here are very important. Very important. If it starts to get break, and I think we could see maybe 150 pips lower, because that is gonna go then with that view of the dollar index, right? If the dollar gets to that 100 level, the euro is gonna then really sell off, in my view. But let's see. But one trend line I'm watching, and I spoke to you guys about it yesterday, was this trend line. How many highs do we have here? It's quite interesting to see already 4. If we do close with FOMC tomorrow, and then maybe wait to rejoin the boat there, and targeting around the zone 112 or so, 112.50. That's what I would do, and I will keep an eye on. But that's the euro. Not clean, very much clean, but you know what to do. So I'll be watching this trend line here and see if we can come up to the 618 once again, and see if we do have a reaction from there. Cable, guys, longer term, we are at the place. Yeah, yesterday we spoke about it. I told you guys that was, we were here when I did the webinar. And I told you guys that was a chance for this to hit this first fib extension. It got very close by and then sold off. But look where we are on the weekly, guys. Retesting this trend line here. So this is the place that if he wants to make a high, it can easily do. 100 moving average on the daily, kind of a support now resistance zone. 38 fib. A lot of things happening in this area here, guys. A lot of things happen in this area here. So I'm watching the cable here. I'm not trading this just because of the Brexit and all the other things. Yeah. If we didn't have the Brexit happening, then I would probably try to sell somewhere here. But because we have so many people talking and so many things happening, I prefer to stay away. Because for me this is a risk. So I prefer to stay away on this. Dollar Canadian. I told you guys I was I really want to buy this, but it's not giving me any opportunity whatsoever. Yesterday we spoke about maybe a move to 32. Then I would probably buy here, but as you can see, we never came close by on the dollar Canadian. So it's not giving me any opportunity whatsoever. But because it's not giving me opportunities, I'm not chasing. I prefer to stay away. And so many things happening to oil, that's a little bit risky as well. So I'm waiting and seeing and being patient here on dollar Canadian. But levels of interest, guys, it's 33.50 is big level for the dollar Canadian. Yeah, 33.50. If that breaks, then I'll be watching around 34.50 next. Support, I'll be watching 32, and then the lows here around 31.40 level. Those are the two key levels I'll be watching today on the dollar Canadian. Dollar Swiss. This is another interesting one. We are in this range top. So if you think that the euro is gonna jump, or anything that you believe the dollar Swiss is gonna sell, this is the place to do it. Yeah, this is the place to do it, because if you sell here, you sell here, stop loss here, target here, as you can see, amazing risk reward. So you're probably asking why I'm not selling myself, and the reason is I don't want to go to the FOMC with new trades. Yeah. Everything that we are looking here, it's things that I will do after the data is released, not before, because I don't want to have new positions open and see them, or getting very positive or getting negative. That's very risky. So I prefer to see what the market does and then start making decisions from there. Yeah, that's the dollar Swiss. Dollar yen is the one I'm watching today. We are at the 786. We are in a place to find the kind of a short-term high. So any move high, any move, sorry, excuse me. So any move lower here, I believe that I will be very interesting to join. So which levels should I be watching for? So let me first adjust this fib here. 1 second. So the correct fib should be here as we made a new high. So that is the dollar yen. Let me delete some trend lines. Okay. Here we go. It's cleaning now, yeah? Perfect. Okay. So some levels here, guys. I'll be watching this zone here. I think it's still key for this market. Many tests there, open day of the week, and so I'll be watching this 0750 level. And if that breaks, then I'll be watching 107 area. Yeah, the closest it gets to the 107, the better it is for me to buy. Yeah, that's what I believe, because anywhere I buy, my stop loss will probably be just below the 106.50. It will be somewhere here. My risk on any longs that I play with. Do I think if I go to the 1 hour now, we are talking here about quite a good move lower, isn't it? So I'll be surprised to see if this goes to here, but if it does, great opportunity. And don't take, and I do believe that if we do get here, we're gonna break this low and then do something like that. It's not gonna surprise me if this occur, happens. So be ready for it. Don't use this low as a risk. I think you need to put, give some space for the market to work with, and then trade from there. So if you see the market really really breaking lower, wait for a new low. A new low makes it, then you jump. Yeah. So if we are talking about the dollar yen, so let's now look bonds, because this here is a negative correlated market with dollar yen, and as you can see, it's still going higher from yesterday. We broke this weak trend line and kept moving higher, isn't it? And I do believe that now this 38 fib, it's possible. Yeah. And if we do believe, if this market really goes here and then reverse hard, I think that we might have a flag. Yeah. Very early to tell. You only speak about a flag when it breaks the flag, when it breaks this channel. But it needs to break soon, because if we do, if we spend more than here, I think then it's going to be too long. And then that is not a flag in my view. So it needs to happen very quickly. So I'll be watching this 38.2 fib on bonds here. And you can see the low there as well, so it's a big zone, R3, everything, it's pretty much there. And you can see the RSI is at the 50 zone, right? So it recovered very well. So if this market really wants to start its trend, which is lower, it's very easy to happen. I think. So that's one thing to note, and I'll be watching today to see what's the reaction is going to be here. Now let's go to some commodities. So the Aussie here, again, we came today, made a new low, can be a force breakout, and here we are. So I do think that if you think this is now a bullish market, which I think there are many reasons to believe that. Here's the good place to do it. The only thing is that if we didn't have FOMC, I was already long. But because we do have a data, we have the FOMC in about 2 hours. 1 hour and 45 minutes. It's very risky. So that's the only thing holding me back. But today is going to be very important to see what happens to the Aussie here. We are at key support. But I do believe that even if we stop breaking here, there are a lot more other levels, let's say, that you can work with. Don't forget the 38.2, which is the second support level I have drawn here. But the 618 here, guys, is going to be fantastic. If this market can go all the way here, not today, it doesn't need to be today, but anytime soon, if we do get here, I think it's a great opportunity to buy. Don't forget that the Aussie weekly chart looks very bullish in my view. We have a confirmed doji kind of. We have a false breakout. As a falling wedge, we broke lower, but then quickly reversed back. And now we are in the middle, and this thing can really start squeezing up very soon, I think. And I would be very sad if this do leave the station and leave me behind, because I really want to buy this pair, in my view. Technically, it looks amazing. Kiwi. The Kiwi is not as great as the Aussie, I have to say. It does look a little bit bearish, a lot more than the Aussie, to be honest. And I do think that we will hit this kind of trend line on the weekly at some point, and that's where you can try along. Well, I will. Yeah, we spoke about this Kiwi yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, and so I told you guys that this is a great level to try buy. I can already feel that the Kiwi is gonna break lower than the trend line, but never a weekly close below this trend line, I think. But great place to buy here. The risk reward is amazing, but buying here, not for me. If you look at the daily, nothing here that shows you that the market is holding. If you go back to the Aussie, for example, look at the daily candle on the Aussie yesterday. Look today, we can easily close green, but look at the Kiwi. It's nothing great. It's not hammer. It's I don't know. It's very close to the low too, and I think that's something to watch. Yeah. I think it's something to watch, and I'm not gonna be surprised to see if this break into new lows. So for me, nothing to do like today or the next few days. I prefer a lot more the Aussie. Let's now go to gold. And gold, guys, very hard this market, and I think it's gonna be a little bit, it's going to be a little bit hard to trade this for the next few weeks. I think that we're going to be around between these two range for quite a period. Because if you look the past here, you see many gold loves to do this kind of hard periods. It's a correction, but it takes a long time sometimes. So it's not going to surprise me. Gold stays between these two levels for a few more weeks, then maybe a break higher and continuation to the upside. But even if gold start breaking below this zone of support, I do think it's just gonna give you, it's only gonna give us good opportunities to buy again. The closer that we get to this zone, the better it is, in my view. So the closer we get to here, the better it is, because anywhere you buy, you risk here, to target somewhere there, in my view. But trading gold right now, it's very difficult. Short term, maybe a triangle building up here. I'm not really too sure, but it's not something I would probably trade at the moment. To be very honest with you, so I'll be away from commodities for a few more days or even weeks maybe. before jumping in back again on gold again. Okay. Same for silver. Silver not very clean. In my view, I think that I'm hoping that we can go lower so I can buy as well. So the same thing as gold. No market that I think is gonna move to either side very quickly, but I want to see this move lower because it gives me opportunities, like long-term opportunities to jump in again. What else? Let's look equity. So let's keep an eye on S&P today. It has not been moving this week for now. I think it's all waiting for this meeting today. To be very honest, but very very interesting to see, because if you look the daily, for example, you know that we are very close to some the record high here. So if the Fed is dovish, something like that, I think the S&P can easily start breaking new highs here very quickly. Yeah, so keep an eye on S&P. If we do break this high that we have, and then the previous one, and if we do sell off, guys, you need to use this low, I think, in your favor, because it's not making new lows. But if we do break this low, it's the first time we do that, so who knows, something like that happens, right? That is something for me. But the S&P is not going to be a market that today, doesn't matter what happens, it's not a market that I will jump in. It's just because it's not as clean as possible, and politically, in the political side, they don't want to see this going down, so they will do whatever they can to make this thing go up all the time. Yeah, so I don't know, so I prefer to be a buyer than seller in this market, to be very honest. And I think that's all. So we spoke about a few markets and some levels. Let's see if we do have other markets to check. Euro pound. Let's see if we do have another clean market to speak about. Oh yeah, keep an eye on this Aussie yen, guys. Maybe a retest today of this channel. It can be possible. If the yen sell off, it is possible for us to maybe buy lower a little bit, and it does look something. It does look like a congestion period here, isn't it? So this is a market that you really want to join the trend if you can. It's all about your entry here, so be a little bit patient and see what you can do here. But I'll be watching the Aussie as well, the Aussie yen, to see if we do have a move lower to buy this thing. And I think that's all, guys, that I have for today, that it can help us on the FOMC. So be a little bit careful. Wait for that release to come first. Let's just stay away. Make sure the market does what it wants to do, and then later in the day, when he's speaking, or a little bit later than that, then you can start making some decisions and maybe some trades. Yeah, but one thing is for sure, you don't want to open anything and hold that to the FOMC. Yeah, so don't make that mistake. Make sure you are as flat as you can. If you do have a position, make sure they are really positive, because then you know, so you can give the market space to work with without, you know, hurting you or something like that. So keep that in mind. And I think that's all for today. So keep an eye on the yen pairs today for sure. The euro, see if we can finally start breaking this high and the trend line that we have as well. And that's all, guys. That's all. I think tomorrow we're gonna have a clearer market to work with, you know, and say more, because then we're gonna have confirmation of the close today and everything else. So that's something to speak about. Anything, guys? Anything that I see, anything that changes, I will alert you guys on via Twitter. If anything changes, but I think that's all for today. Trade well, trade small today. Yeah. You don't need to trade heavily today. Wait for tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow I think is even a better day to trade what happens today. And I think that's all, guys. Thanks so much for being here. I hope you have a great day. Take care. Bye.